Well, Mac was a footy fanatic and the best big brother. But the 17-year-old's world fell apart when he met a teenage girl online. That girl turned out to be a 47-year-old man who tricked him in the most evil way.
Wayne Holdsworth travels the country telling teenagers about the day he lost his boy.
On October the 24th, 2023, we lost our 17-year-old son, Mac. He took his own life at home.
It's just about the hardest story Wayne will ever tell. Yet he tells it over and over and over again. It's Mac's legacy and his crusade.
The only way I can reconcile Mac's death is knowing that we're saving lives out there by suicide prevention education.
In the 566 days without Mac, this heartbroken dad has launched not-for-profit Smack Talk, spoken to more than 20,000 people from 130 different organisations worldwide, secured $450,000 in federal funding and saved 5 lives.
The 5 people that we've helped include 3 15-year-olds.
You and Mac are saving lives.
I'm sure he'd be looking down now thinking, Dad, with that money, you'll get others to help you and to leave a legacy.
It was suicide that stole Mac, something Wayne never saw coming.
If I'd only known then what I know now, Mac would be alive.
But it was a deep shame that erased the Mac his family knew and loved long before he left them.
Every night, kids are getting extorted here in Australia, and every day, some kids are taking their lives because of it.
Mac was tricked online and sexually extorted. Wayne says his boy was never the same again.
Every day, we're losing 11 Australians through suicide. We have to do something now.
Mac was 17. He thought he was messaging with an 18-year-old girl, but later found out police had arrested a 47-year-old man working with an organised crime syndicate. That man was using images of his own niece to pose as a young girl and lure Mac into sending an intimate image. Once Mac pressed send, the extortion began, and Mac had to pay up, or else that image would be sent to his friends and family.
Even though Mac paid him $500 initially, still sent the picture out.
The man extorting Mac was doing it from Liverpool in Sydney. When Mac refused to pay him a second time, he confided in his dad.
He put his arms around me after he told me, and he was crying on my shoulder. And he told me, and he was so embarrassed and he was shameful.
Wayne and Mac went to police, and about a year later, the man was arrested and eventually sentenced to 6 months jail. But Mac will never know that. He died 3 months earlier.
It's very rare to see an offender in Australia targeting young people for the purposes of obtaining a financial benefit.
Detective Superintendent at the Australian Centre to Counter Child Exploitation, Frank Rayner, says this type of offending is normally based offshore.
Predominantly, the groups are based in Africa and Nigeria.
According to AFP data, Mac was extorted around the same time the crime exploded in Australia in 2022.
When this crime type was at its peak in 2023, on average we were receiving over 300 reports per month.
But thanks to education programs run by ACE and sessions like Wayne's, the numbers have dropped. In the first 6 months of 2024, the AFP received 560 reports of sextortion. But sadly,
we've seen a slight uptick in the first few months of 2025. The youngest victims that I'm aware of have been 8 years of age, but predominantly we see the main demographic being young boys between 11 and 14 years.
And it's these kids Wayne is talking to as much as he possibly can, so their parents never have to read the kind of letter Mac left for him.
There was 3 reasons. He was extorted, which was significant. He wrote about this. He lost his mum 100 days before through MS, and he was also bullied at work.
Wayne's warning to young people is,
don't fall into the trap of sending a nude pic.
to parents, it's all about listening.
Really listen to them and understand and ask open-ended questions. Not, are you okay? I asked Mac that question every day and he would say to me, I am fine. He wasn't fine. That's the great following.
To honour his beautiful boy, a fast runner, a footy fanatic and the best big brother, Smack Talk hosts a challenge every year on the anniversary of Mac's death, called Unplug 24.
And the purpose of that is to leave a legacy for Mac, to say that we're in control of our social media and social media is not in control of us.
It's pretty terrifying, isn't it? And if you want to learn about this issue, we have more of that interview with the AFP on our website. And if you or someone close to you needs help, there is support available. Contact Lifeline on 13 11 14.